Good evening, everyone. This is the People's Tribunal on the Reese water crisis and NYCHA neglect. Thank you to everyone who's here to testify against NYCHA and the city for the crimes against the people. And thank you, everybody, for coming to bear witness to this People's Tribunal. This was pulled together by Dare to Struggle and Rogue residents of Jacob Riis. I'm Adrian. I'm part of Dare to Struggle. We're a multinational organization open to anyone who wants to resist and stop injustice, no matter who holds political office. We're committed to standing with the people subjected to the American nightmare. We talk to people who are up against the system about the problems they face and organize people in collective struggle. We know that radical change only happens when people step outside of routine protest or expecting politicians to do it for us and take bold collective action. Like I mentioned a bit earlier, if you want to testify, we have sign-up sheets in the back. If you walked in and you want to sign up, that's also where you can do that, because we have a list of people who have signed up, who confirmed, who want to speak, but we want everybody who wants to speak, who wants to testify tonight, to have the opportunity to do that. So if you want to get on the list, just push your name down. And we're going to time this. We're going to try to stick to a certain amount of time and be respectful to everybody. Not interrupt, encourage but not interrupt. And those, we have a documentation form as well. If you wanted to fill it out, we can add it to our documentation of all the neglect that NYCHA is subjecting people to. Forgive any technical difficulties. We've set this up in the last hour, and everything that we do, we just do it ourselves. And yeah, if you haven't, just sign up, and we'll have a spot for you tonight. We have lots of flyers, lots of material, lots of posters. Please take some, put them up, get them out to people. The more that this spreads, the more that this can grow. It did cost money to make them. If you have anything that you can give, we have a cash app, a tip jar, and yeah, everything helps. Because we don't have funding from the city or anything. We rely on the people. We're about the people, and that's just how it is, right? There's a Spanish section over in the back. Cass, if you want to put your hand up. If you need translation, you can sit next to Cass. Si necesitas traducción en ese tribunal, puedes sentarte con Cass ahí atrás y ella va a traducir por ti. Just for the sake of time, the whole program is going to be in English, and if a Spanish speaker comes up and wants to testify, we will translate from Spanish to English for them. Para este programa todo va a ser en inglés. Pero si alguien que habla español quiere testigar esta noche, la traducción va a ser de español a inglés para que todos se puedan entender y grabar. So, without further ado, let's just get going. Artie.
Good evening, everyone. I go by Artie. I'm also with Dare to Struggle. We've been meeting and organizing with residents of Jacob Riis since September. We made plans to shake the ground under NYCHA HQ and gather the people to face the situation together. And it's like this. People's homes are falling apart without any actions being taken to stop this from happening. And so effectively, NYCHA has become an agency made to destroy public housing and push people out of their homes. The People's Tribunal is where people can actually put their oppressors on the stand. The history of People's Tribunals is the history of the oppressed shining light on the horrors committed behind the scenes of everyday life, and on those who stand to gain from leaving those things in darkness. And so this tribunal is meant not only to indict the city for its criminal negligence, but to also renounce their silence and deception. NYCHA is using the prospect of safe living conditions as bait for people to give in to their privatization schemes, making it easier to push people out of their homes. They closed tickets on people without saying anything. And at the height of the arsenic scare here in Jacob Riis, they sectioned off residents in City Hall away from City Council proceedings that was about the arsenic situation happening here in Jacob Riis. They make a spectacle of themselves. If you guys have seen our flyer, we have a very candid photo of Eric Adams drinking water. And that was taken here during the arsenic situation. Exactly. They make a spectacle of themselves on the news and take away the press from those of us who still have questions as to what is going on here. This tribunal, like all people's tribunals throughout history, has been called today by necessity and urgency. People are sick, dying, and people are none the wiser to NYCHA's plans. The silent inaction by the city should make clear what they intend to do with public housing, and that's why we're here. We're here to indict and try them because no one else is going to. And they have no interest in actually getting to the root problem here. They're going to say and do whatever they have to keep on doing business as usual. And so, it's up to the residents and everyone present here to resist this plan to push people out and destroy public housing. We can run this better than they can, and we have to start here. And so with that, I'm going to pass it to the resident judge, Dave.
First, I'm going to explain what road residence is. Road residence is a group of individuals gotten together to be the catalyst to improve conditions for NYCHA, Jacob Riis specifically. A lot of things have been happening with Jacob Riis, such as, already mentioned, the water scare. Okay. And if anyone went to some of the meetings, you saw how much of a farce that was. Russ had stepped down, still to be working with NYCHA on the board. Nothing has been done. I'm going to explain a few things that have been happening without getting into specifics. Paint peeling in kitchens. Green stoppage. What was NYCHA's response? NYCHA's response was to close tickets without warning people. NYCHA's response was not to respond. NYCHA's response was to say, let the vendors handle it. When NYCHA's hired the vendors. Conspicuous by their absence are elected officials. Conspicuous by their absence, a certain press that has been invited to be here. What I'm explaining to you is this is your structure. And road residents has gotten together to do what the Tenant Association has not done. Already mentioned the mayor drinking water. That was a farce. Back in September, I made a dare to have him drink water. The next day he did. That was a farce. The people testifying today, we want to hear what the people have to say. But I will ask the people not to interrupt when someone's talking. So let them talk. There are no stupid ideas here. This is road residents. This is Dare to Struggle. This is Jacob Riis. Your voice should and will be heard.
And so with that, Adrian.
Up first to testify are Lucy, Miriam.
Hi, my name is Lucy. I'm here representing my mom. Miriam due to medical issues. She can't be here today. She wrote what she wanted to say. Okay. I said my name is Lucy. I'm here representing my mom, Miriam, due to medical issues. She can't be here today. This is her speech. Over the 18 years, I've lived at 1223 FDR Drive. When it comes to repairs, there's none being done. I stood without a kitchen for 5 months and without gas for 8 months till this day. The 5 months I stood without a kitchen was to fix a wall with water leaking from outside the window. I live on the first floor. They gave me a new cabinet after my cabinet was falling off my walls. I made tickets for different reasons and they claimed they knocked and no one knocked. And the result of that, tickets were being closed. Mind you, I stay at home due to my medical reasons. The one outlet I have in the kitchen, mind you, this is her house right now. So this outlet that she has there doesn't work, and that's the only outlet she has in the kitchen. I have to run an extension cord from my living room to my kitchen stove to make sure my refrigerator is working. I haven't had, as I mentioned earlier, I haven't had gas in 8 months. So housing gave me a hot plate and an instant pot. But in order for me to cook, I have to make sure I plug one thing in at a time. If not, 1, I blow out a fuse, or 2, I can cause a fire. All these years, I found a way to make it work, but I shouldn't be living like this. I've asked for transfer, they told me I needed documents, I gave them the proof, they basically told me no. They decided to take me to court due to a raid I had years ago, but the only thing my son got was a death ticket. Housing has been getting away with a lot of things, and we're just scared to talk about it, but it has to stop now. In order for it to stop now, we have to take action.
I just wanted to have some follow-up questions.
No problem.
When did, tell me, when was the raid on your home?
It was about that I know it was about 5 years ago, 5 to 6 years ago. And they only brought it up now because I asked for a transfer. The raid happened like about 5 years ago, but they didn't bring it up or nothing until I asked for a transfer. That's when they was like, oh, this happened, so you gotta go to court, you gotta go through the whole thing all over again.
Were you served with papers?
Well, for the transfer or for them taking me to court? I didn't find out until a lawyer contacted my mom and they told her, you're being taken to court, this, that, the third. We have proof of everything shown and they still haven't contacted her back for anything else. After we've given the proof of, this is just a death ticket, this happened 5 years ago, they haven't contacted her back.
Do you still have those papers?
Yes. We have a whole folder.
That has no relevance to the transfer. A transfer is a transfer. You got medical papers.
Yeah, but she has a doctor,
Yeah,
and
so
they told her
you
no,
should
they
be
let her
taking,
make
you
it.
should be taking housing report for that.
So I want to just ask, just so we have a clear-cut picture, do you think this is retaliation on NYCHA's part?
I think so, yes.
Yes, I think so.
Totally. Because there was
They tried to get him out the building, that's what
yeah,
it
they
is.
didn't bring up nothing before, nothing ever said that, you guys are going to court, we're trying to take nothing until she asked for emergency transfer because of a health situation. That's when they brought, oh, you're going to court, we're taking you to court for this, that, and the third.
And you say that your mother couldn't be here for medical reasons?
Yeah,
how is she?
She's fine right now. She just had a doctor's appointment for her leg, so she can't be on it at this moment. she would have been here.
Understood. When their struggle met you and met your mother, Mary,
Yeah, when they came in, I was underneath the sink fixing something. So I was like, hi. Yes, I was the girl underneath the sink fixing something.
One last question.
Can I call you $30?
Excuse me. One last question. Did you take pictures of everything?
Yeah, we have pictures and of everything. Even before they came, I know they took pictures too, but before, even after they fixed stuff or before they fixed stuff, we have a whole folder full of pictures and documents and everything. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next is Angelica.
Hi.
Hi. Why don't you come around this side?
Wow. Hello, everybody. Thank you for showing up. I'm a newbie with the Row residents. I've been trying to help everybody in the community as much as I can. I've been a NYCHA resident for more than 17 years. And these conditions have gotten worse and worse by year, and especially after Sandy. Now, it's very disturbing. I've gotten very depressed medically, and it's fallen down to my child. The before pictures of the mold, the mildew, the leaks and everything, and then the after, it pissed me off because it's a cosmetic cover-up. All right, they want me to wait 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years down the line for it to come out back this way.
Patch-up work.
Patch-up work, right? No skills, no professional help, no professional work is done. And I'm furious, because I want to know where's my rent money going towards. It's supposed to be going towards a healthy, happy, comfortable home. I want to walk in and able to cook, clean, without worrying about roaches creeping on the food. People don't come visit because I was known being roaches. They don't want to trust my cooking. I'm assaulted. Because I literally clean as much as I can on a daily basis, and it doesn't make no difference. Yes, and it's exhausting. I'm exhausted.
Take your time, baby. I know.
My son doesn't want to take a bath because he's not dirty. He breaks out little hives. I couldn't figure out why he was breaking out. But they just say, oh, something that he's eating, this and the third, pacifying me. And I'm the mother. I'm the head of the household. I know what's going on in my house, my unit. I cry at night trying to figure out how to make it better for us, like we all do. So apologize if I speak for I, because when I speak for I, I'm speaking for all of us. Because I have heard and have lived under these type of conditions. I'm tired. I need help. We need resolution. There's no progress. I see scaffoldings and stuff and people walking by like they're working. What you doing? The outside job work is still incomplete.
Thank you. They doing more outside work than they doing inside work. But they're not doing it for us. Right.
That's right. That's right. But in order to get the units fixed and better, they have to do the outside work. But how long is it not gonna take? How long has it been? It's been like 7 years already.
And more.
And more, and still counting. Now for 2023, what's going on? I'm scared I'm being evicted too, and I just got to my new place. And that's not fair. Now, being denied for transfers or finding excuses or reasons, like, be showing, and it's falling on deaf ears. Like, their paperwork must be this high from all of us. But there's nothing being done. Like, I hate feeling ignored. And I just want them to, no. Let me take that back. Many people have left this community and have evolved into better environments and we still been left behind and been forgotten. Because a lot of these people that have involved and have higher income or whatever situation, they've forgotten the family, they've forgotten the community. And I'm like, hello? Yes. And we went to City Hall on Monday. I felt so discouraged. And like I fall in deaf ears. And as I'm like speaking, I'm becoming more dehydrated. I'm like, yeah, we are thirsty. And it's true, we are thirsty because we cannot afford the water, the cases every day. Because we need more than a gallon a day to drink to stay healthy.
Each person.
For each person. So imagine a person of 5, 6 households with one income, barely 2. And most of us are single parents. Okay? Single parents that are struggling. We are here facing the daily struggles, and while others are just too laid back. Too laid back and enjoying too much of it, while we are trying to get comfortable and enjoy with them. And there shouldn't be no type of separation in this type of community in NYCHA. When I speak for all, not only for myself. And it's like, what opportunities do we have? They haven't even shown us. They pacify us with a little 200, little sensitive, but not everybody was entitled for that sensitive. Because I'm still waiting for mine. And it frustrates me because nobody cares. And I'm happy to see everybody here that do care. Everybody that's listening shows they care. But now, what type of action? Yes, let's take their place. But there's another challenge that we have to face. And then, and all of that, there's going to be more changes. But these changes are for the best, for the better, that we're all entitled for as human beings.
We just have some more follow-up questions.
Oh,
If you don't mind.
sorry.
One of the questions I have for you is, you mentioned some medical problems. Have you seen a doc for your son?
Yes, I've seen doctors out-of-pocket visits, and still I have to do follow-up. Oh,
Okay, do you have papers on that?
I have to request. That's easy to do.
Okay, I would suggest you request those as soon as possible, because that's evidence against NYCHA. You mentioned the water. Are people drinking the water?
To be honest with you, there's times I have to dip and down from the tap water.
Let's figure it out real quick. Is anyone drinking the water?
I've done it. I boiled the water, I'm sorry. I can't afford it. I gotta buy water.
Okay, that's understandable.
And so just one more thing. You know, you spoke to the fact that you know, NYCHA's response and the city's response, it's kind of like, we were out in City Hall. Did anyone come take our invitation to the People's Tribunal?
Not at all. Nobody even come down to show face.
What, the
There
It was
are,
on Monday, I seen y'all, I watched it on the news, I saw it.
and so we gave them every opportunity to come here and listen to people.
They ain't even-
We have their names on their chairs,
They not even-
and they're not even here.
This is why I'm discouraged. Because I can see them on social media making community visits, hand in hand and talking to them. All right, you're observing us, but what are you doing about it? Now I feel like we're being mocked. There's a mockery here. What, we low level? Like, this is how I feel. I feel like I'm a low level person, that I don't deserve any better. Like, we all don't.
I feel like
No, that's why we're here.
Yeah, we do.
We're here
deserve
because
better.
we're not.
We do deserve
you
better.
shouldn't be discouraged. Everybody in this room wants to see what you want to see. You understand? And so, thank you for your time speaking up here.
Thank you for listening.
Let me make a statement. Let me make a statement. Everybody deserves to live in decent housing.
That's right. If you pay the rent, yes you do.
Yes, you do.
Even
This
if
This is why we're doing this tribunal. Because we're living in substandard housing right now. Myself, I had to pull teeth to get a faucet fixed recently in my apartment. So I know what you people, I shouldn't say you people, I know what y'all are talking about. We apologize for that. I know what y'all are talking about. So I'm going through the same thing you're going through, and this is one of the reasons why I'm fighting.
That's the first motion of this tribunal. Everybody deserves
A decent
a
place.
decent place to live.
Whether you paid or not.
And I'm gonna ask
Can I
something
get an
else.
amen?
Those people who are trying to take away deserve to be punished.
They deserve to live in our conditions for a month or two. That's what they deserve.
When they have their meetings and they have their court dates, when they break people's doors down and take our families out of the projects, if we don't show up, they hunt us down.
Yeah.
And then families get put in jail. Right? But they're not here, so what happens to them?
They should be put in jail.
Exactly.
Right on. Just so everyone knows where this is going, because it's going somewhere. We're live streaming it right now on social media. It's being taped. We've got several journalists who came down here, and we're posting this up. It's gonna go up on our social media. We're sending it to the rest of the press. Everybody, City Hall, Mayor Adams, and to NYCHA. They know what's going on. They get all the tickets for this shit, and they're not here. But we will make them know that they're on trial here. And everybody here is making up their mind about what they deserve. So next up is Yvette.
Okay, I could get up there, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I choose to sit down where I'm at.
Second motion, she can't get up there. She just doesn't want to.
I said I can't get up, but I'm not. Okay, so this might be a little bit emotional, so if you see me crying, just, you know what I'm saying, don't run up to me. Just let me be for a second, because I do like to get it out. I've been in NYCHA for 22 years. For 13 years, I've been at 90 Avenue D. And for 13 years, I've been struggling. Because the first day that I moved into the building, the next day somebody set my door on fire. Because they moved me into a drug den, being in a wheelchair. It was a drug den before I moved in there. So I had people coming to my door, all types of hours of the night, knocking, threatening me, you know what I'm saying, doing all kinds of shit. And I just moved there to try to get, you know what I'm saying, get closer to the hospital. Because I was going through some health issues to begin with. My kids, they both asthmatics. Yeah, I know, roaches ain't good for asthmatics. The peeling paint, when they do their plastering and they leave it for 2 years, because that's what they did with me from 2018 to 2020. They came in March to paint my wall in my son's bedroom. They came in March to fix something in my living room. They broke an air conditioner while doing that in my son's room and in my living room. They didn't pay for that. I fell February 20th, 2020 out the tub after giving housing 2 prescriptions for me to get medical powers in my bathroom. Okay? I lost my leg because of that fall. Housing they never said, Ms. Quinones, you can come over here, you can fill out these paperwork, you know what I'm saying, you can get this done. You gonna, see about maybe suing somebody or whatever the hell. They never said that. It's not in our paperwork, it's not in our lease that if you fall or hurt yourself in your apartment, that you got 3 months to sue somebody. Okay? So I lost my leg and I didn't get to sue. But guess what? I fell again. Because I'm in an apartment and I came into housing in a wheelchair in that apartment in 90 Avenue D. I was told I couldn't get another transfer out to another apartment, but in fact I could have, because I was told you get two times. But Miss Massacoy, and I'm not quite sure if people do know her, was the one that put me in there. And she didn't care about me being in a wheelchair. She didn't care about the fact that the apartment was a drug den. She didn't care about the fact that the walls is peeling and I got babies. Okay, she don't care about the fact, housing don't care about the fact that we pay for these keys to get our doors. We pay rent for these apartments and these doors outside to be able to come in the apartment or in the building and be safe. Nah, we gotta worry about people hitting us over the head with something or people taking our packages, okay? And then guess what? We don't get nothing back. Housing don't care about us. Housing don't care if we're dying, okay? Housing not one time called me and said, Ms. Quinones, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? After me telling them that I fell. In my transfer papers, I put, I need a transfer because I fell out my apartment. I fell in my tub, out my tub, and I hurt my leg real bad, and my leg had to open up on both sides, okay? The bone was broken, okay? My kneecap, it was too destroyed for them to save it, okay? So I had to get 2 amputations from a fall that housing could have prevented had I had my bars in my bathroom, like I was supposed to, okay? Now for the rest of my life, I gotta be like this. You know what I'm saying? You know the depression I go through every day? When I'm used to getting up and going, and anybody who knows he's dead, get up and go every day, okay? But this has stopped me a little bit, made me depressed. I cried all the time. I didn't cry for losing my leg, I cried for losing my life. Because my life, how it used to be, is not the same because of housing. Housing needs to pay for the shit that they do, okay? And if y'all gonna let them get away with this shit, y'all can't. Y'all can't let them get away with it because they got away with this right here. They got away with this shit right here. And for the rest of my life, I gotta be like this. I gotta be like this. And they don't care. I'm done. Oh, I'm not done. The repairs. Sorry. The repairs. In my bathroom, they came in March to fix the bathroom wall. April, the wall happened again. I got pictures. That's my picture. That's my bathroom. Okay? This is the wall that they fix. And then you know what they tell us? The mold problem is our fault. How? I lived at 255 Havermeyer Street in Williamsburg for 10 years with no windows and never got mold. So how is that our fault? It's our fault. It's y'all fault because y'all paint over shit and y'all think it's not gonna come back. Y'all don't open the walls properly and fix the whole line. Y'all fix the one apartment, and guess what? It's the whole freaking line. I live in 90 Avenue D, apartment 7B, okay? And guess what? The whole B line is messed up. Yo, I had literally, I showed him right there. What's your name, baby? Randy? I showed Randy a video of my bathroom. My bathroom, literally, the little socket for the wall, for the light bulb, water coming out of it. All the way, of course, down to the shower tank, water coming out the walls. Literally coming out the walls, okay? On both sides, on both the electrical socket, water coming out of it. The water that was coming out of it was not clear water, it was yellow water. Okay, so what do you think is in that yellow water? Something's not right, and we've been drinking that water. Because I'm quite sure when we take our little shower, we go, we messing our mouth out, you feel what I'm saying? We taking that water, and as far as females, I would say something that I don't care, it might be a little bit, Listen, a woman has a pH balance, right? When our water is not right, I'm sorry, I'm not going to cuss, because we don't care. Our pH balance is not right because of this water. Okay? We get irritated. We get, you know what I'm saying? Our eyes get irritated. Even my baby, my grandbaby, all itching. Somebody said something about eyes. The water is doing that. It's not us, it's the water. It's what we still having to keep using. Because housing ain't really fixed the problem. They just covered it up a little bit. Okay, until we get out of here. They want us out of here. They don't want us here no more. To them, we are disgraceful. Okay? They think if the apartment look like that, it's not. It's not us. I got 2 cats and a dog and 3 turtles. Okay? You come in my apartment, you won't smell the cat. You won't smell the litter box. Okay? You won't know there's a dog in there. And anybody can tell you who know me, they know my dog, okay? And she's very pretty and very clean. Okay? We keep the house clean because we have asthmatics. I have a bag here for me to urinate. I have to keep myself clean for that bag. You know what I'm saying? I have half a breast from cancer. I got that shit here in housing. I didn't have that over here in other place. I got that from living here. Whatever I was drinking or whatever we were, you know what I'm saying, ingesting or whatever, the air, anything, something is going on. Okay, and if we don't find out what's going on, we're gonna all be dead. And guess what? Our children are gonna be without us. Where they gonna be at? Any questions? Any questions?
Of course.
Well, let's get it, because I'm hot. And my name is Yvette, okay? How you doing?
You seem to cover the multiplicity of boards that NYCHA is leading people in. You know, the NYCHA population is composed of disabled people, elderly, mentally ill folks. Do you think that NYCHA is making
Low income, babies, okay? Mothers with 3 or 4 babies by themselves. And we gotta struggle to do this by ourselves. Every day we gotta get up and do everything, and we still gotta come home to this shit right here.
I want to show you something.
My grandkids, listen to this. My grandkids can touch that, and I got 2 babies that are twins, they're 2 years old, identical girls, and then I got a 4-year-old. You think they might not come in the bathroom and touch that by mistake, you know what I'm saying? And go, what could happen then? And we won't even know when they did it. Because they're babies and they do sneaky stuff, but we gotta keep our bathroom door closed. Just to make sure that they don't get hurt.
You mentioned that your whole line in your building is going through like a similar situation.
It's going the whole line.
We've pulled that.
1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 12th floor.
On screen are some photos from the same line in your building.
What did I say? I'm sweating up here because I'm going through menopause. Even though I've been done paused on me a long time ago.
I have a question for you.
Yes? What's your name again?
My name is Dave.
Dave, I remember you from church. Okay, now, go ahead now, preach.
You say you live on the 7th floor.
Uh-huh.
Now, in 90 Avenue D, are there apartments in the lobby?
The lobby floor, yes.
Okay. How come, knowing that you're in a wheelchair, did they tell you that?
Okay, all right, okay. So listen, this is what happened. Give me a second. Okay, this is what happened. When I first moved here, Miss Massacoy told me that I didn't have another choice to get another apartment. Because I guess, I don't know if they get commission of whoever they get apartments to, or whatever, if they get somebody in there quick or what, but they moved me into that apartment in less than a month. All the work that had to be done in that apartment, my closets aren't real closets. My closets are made, outside the closets are made with wood. Somebody put nails in the sides of the closet to make it into a closet. Okay? I have no room for now you know we like to change our sheets every 2 days. There's no place to put your sheets. There's no place to put your towels. You know what I'm saying? The bedrooms are so small, the heat is on so much that you can't even close your bedroom door to have the privacy that you're supposed to have. Because it's so hot. Okay? They're killing us by our nose, our membranes. You know how we live over here, our nose is dry. Our membranes are getting dried out. My son had to go to the hospital, asthmatic, with nosebleeds. And that's from the heat that they're giving us to try to push us up out of here. Okay? Asthmatics, we're going through changes. Okay? People need to let housing know that y'all giving out too much heat. We wear pajamas. Don't we wear pajamas? I can't wear pajamas. I can't wear pajamas. Yeah, they lower the heat down. I told them about the heat.
I have a follow-up question.
Yes, sir. I mean, I'm not going to say sir, because sir means slave I remain, and I will not be a slave. So, yes.
Not a slave. But, I'm familiar with this Massacoy. Did she tell you that you needed a doctor's note, knowing that you were in a wheelchair? Did she tell you that?
No. No, she ain't telling none of that. But if you see somebody come up in a wheelchair, they asking for an apartment on the lower floor, it's medical reason. I was transferred from a building. I lived on the 21st floor. My bedroom myself, I had a hospital bed and I had a full-size bed. I had a wall-to-wall dresser. I had a big TV. I was able to fit another bed into my bedroom. That's how big it was. These apartments are so small, you can't put nothing in there. You can put one child. I had 2 babies sleeping in the room. They were so crowded, I had to take the small room and give my 2 daughters the big room. Yes.
Do you think that NYCHA is leading all these apartments so that it makes it easier for them to sell these buildings off?
Yes, they're doing it, everything. The fact that they're not doing the work, the fact that every time they turn around they say they're knocking, you're not knocking, because when you tell me y'all had a ticket, I'm in the front of the house. Where the hell am I going? I'm in the front of the house and I call houses. All the time when I had tickets, I called and say, listen, I'm sitting in front of the house and I've been here since 7 o'clock this morning, okay, in front of my house on my chair. I can't stay like this all day. A person in my condition cannot stay in the same position for too long. No less than 3 to 4 hours can I be in the same position.
And so NYCHA has affected not only yours, but other disabled people, elderly
Yeah.
people, their quality of life.
Come on, man. If you can't make it, I can't make it through my apartment with this wheelchair. You know what? You know why I failed? Because I gotta hop through the house to get to my bedroom. And I got one leg. You see this? Put this on there. You see the camera? One leg. And I gotta hop through my house. Because the house you put me in the wrong apartment. And then when I ask for a transfer, I've been transferring 13 years. I've been doing a transfer every 2 years. And then they send me to an apartment. I'm not done. They send me to an apartment, and guess what? The elevators ain't working. So how am I supposed to get up to the apartment to see the apartment? And then the next time they send me to another apartment, it's COVID. They coming out my house to go to somebody else's house. I did. Okay, so I recently just put in another transfer because I fell again and broke my wrist. Come on, man. And I'm getting ready to sue the shit out of me for this. This right, I'm not letting you go, because now you're trying to take one leg and another. Come on, man, we're not doing this.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike's up next.
Mike's up next. Mike's up next. What's Mike? Turn around. What's up, Mike?
What's up, people? Good evening, everyone. First, I want to back it up a little bit because NYCHA wasn't always terrible.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, I'm going to give somebody a little history lesson on my life and my situation because I graduated high school, I went to college. Everybody in my building is decent people. Okay, I know they have a stereotype for NYCHA and all of that. It's not true for every people that's here. Okay, let me start off by saying that. And if I sound kind of funny, it's because I went to the dentist today and I got all this swollen. But I wanna talk about when it was good. And I lived here for 9 years, and somebody wrote a comment on one of the social media platforms that said, oh, well, you shouldn't have generations and generations living in NYCHA. Well, I just wanted to address that person and tell them I only been living here for 8, maybe 9 years. And out of those 5 years, everything was great. I didn't have no problem. Miss Goldstein was the manager. She used to come to my door and knock. Oh, you forgot to sign these papers, you know, and go the extra mile. Fast forward 4 years living here, they changed the management office and they put Mr. Nylander there. That's when things started going wrong, and you could tell the difference of the management quality. So then, in 2016, in Hurricane Sandy, they put these light machines there in front of our house, remember? Those generators, and they had them running at 1742 RPM, which is equivalent to 3 diesel engines night and day because there was no oversight for those machines. And people had asthma, and they knew that was going to affect people, so I felt like it was kind of like a human extermination type of thing. Okay, because they had them everywhere, and they had them pointing towards the buildings. Okay, fast forward 3 years later, my son started getting sick in 2018, He was a professional skateboarder about to be sponsored by Nike. He was 23 years old when he passed away. He passed away on September 8th. And that's the same time when they held the community board meeting, and they said it was fake. Now, I didn't test the water. I don't know what's in the water, but I know for sure there is something in the water. It might not be arsenic, but it's something poisonous. And I'm not making any claims saying that this is the fault of NYCHA with my son passing away, because I don't have any proof right now, but I did do an autopsy to find out what's going on, because it doesn't seem right that my son was totally healthy, and all of a sudden now he's not with us no more. Now, as of now, I've got over 100 tickets. I've called NYCHA. I've called Ms. Minigo at the Manhattan Borough office. I've called Chase Stanford at the Federal Monitor's office, which is above that, and I've been dealing with them. I haven't even spoke to management at all, but now they're starting to harass people, and on my account, it says not to come to my house before 12, because I'm an event planner, and I have different schedule and different hours. I don't just work 9 to 5. They come knock on the door 7:30 in the morning to harass you, and they bang like they're the police. They come 3 or 4 times to test for the same thing, and I've been telling them what to test for the past 3 months, which is lead, which we have. Asbestos, the same thing as lead. I need the water tested. I had 2 quality air tests that they said it came back negative, that the air was fine. But I know for a fact, because I did my homework when they left the monitoring system in my house for 24 hours, and the levels were higher than, they didn't know that I know that the levels were high. But according to NYCHA standards, it's okay. It's not like the rest of New York City. They have different levels for NYCHA. Why?
Yeah, I know why.
So, every day I come on my house and I'm aggravated because I'm starting my day off. You know, I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't really need coffee to get running. But I come on my house and the elevator's not running. All this piss in the elevator. And I'm thinking about the kids that have to go to school and step over this and start their day off as a young person. You know? I'm here for everybody. I'm here for the people that couldn't make it, the people that's disabled. My neighbor is elderly. He couldn't make it. I know of a lot of apartments that have a lot of problems and a lot of stuff that needs to be worked on. And like you said, nobody's doing anything. They'll take a ticket, they'll close it out. And remember, these buildings are now being run by the federal. So now my question is, if it's being run by federal and they're trying to cover something up, but who's giving out the documents and who's releasing what information? Who's doing what? Because as of today, I haven't seen anybody do anything, and nothing has been transparent in my building. Right now, they started some work on my building that I can't even understand why they started this on my building. They actually cleaned out the crawl space, had big suction vacuum machines, suction everything out. It probably was rat poison and poison and all this stuff down there. Now they made the hole bigger and they put these pipes on every side of my building. If you go, I live on 1250, you can see the pipes, the black pipes come, it's on each side of the building. There's probably 8 pipes all the way around the building. And I asked them, what is this about? And the workers won't even comment. They're like, no, ask the boss. And then that's not the boss. And you ask that one and that's not the boss. And you can't even get a straight answer from none of these people. So I don't know what's down there and what they're still working on, because they there night and day. They there night and day. Just sucking things out. I'm hearing all night. So they're doing something that's not right. And I don't know if it's a whole cover-up thing, like I said, but whatever it is, it's not being done legally. It's not being done when the people that live there know what's going on. And that's what's disturbing to me, because I'm still trying to get answers for my son, like wholeheartedly. That's why I'm standing here today. Because I'm glad all you guys came out also. But I'm trying to get answers for my son, because like I said, I watched my son in 2018 start getting sick. In 2019, I took him to NYU. They didn't know what was wrong with him. They couldn't diagnose him. They didn't know what was wrong. Then he was having shortness of breath, and he was actually taking baths, like hour long, because he liked to take baths. But when he was done with his bath, he couldn't have barely enough energy to get out the tub. And I kept saying, stop messing around, you get up, get your lazy butt up, you know? And he's like, I can't get up. And I said, what do you mean you can't get up? And I started yelling at him, like it was his fault. And he really couldn't get up. And starting to look at the pictures of him, the way he was in 2019 in January when he started first getting sick, to the time I watched him since 2019 just suffocate, okay? He always tell me, I feel like I got a stake wrapped around me. He said, I'd rather be dead. I don't want to live like this no more, Dad. And he passed away on September 8th. And I still don't know why. I still don't know why. I miss him so much, and I don't know why. Why? Why are everybody still walking around? There's people still here. There's other kids that live next to him. His best friend is next door, and my son is gone. And I think that was because the building compromised his breathing, because he had asthma, but he outgrew it, just like I did. I was 7 and I outgrew it, and he outgrew it. And now I'm standing here like, kind of dumbfounded. Like, I should never moved here. What if I would have stayed in Queens? Because listen, I had a store, I had a flower shop, I had a beautiful $1,500 apartment in Queens, but the things got too crazy for me. So they wound up trying to take my son away. So he went to Children's Services, and I was trying for like a whole year to get him back as soon as possible. So we fell on hard times in 2009, and that's how I wound up here. Because everything that I had, I lost. And the rents were going to 15, 16, 2,000, 3,000, and we couldn't maintain that. So the judge told my wife, they told the ACS lawyer, Mr. Quinn, he says, you have to find these people an apartment and get this family back together. This is a lovely family, and you need to put them back together. And they put me here in the end of 2012. And now I'm like, my whole life is completely, totally changed. Like, I was planning on getting out of here the next year or two. And my son loved dirt bikes and skateboards and everything with wheels. I still got 3, 4, 5 of his dirt bikes. I got 100 skateboards. I'm about to donate it to the indoor skate shop. I'm cut off. I'm cut off. And I hope to God that I do find the answers that I'm looking for, but it's so many people that's looking to not know that this is coming out, that I'm really scared that it won't. And I need more people to come forward, more people like you guys to come and fight. Because without us, it's just gonna keep going on. It ain't never gonna stop until everybody, like she said, gonna be dead, sick in the hospital. Saida, the one that be walking around with the wheel, with the walker?
Yeah.
I called her the other day to come to the meeting on Monday, and she told me I can't go, I'm in the hospital. And she didn't come out till now. She just came out now, and she could barely walk. And what the other person was saying about the hives and all of that stuff, I take a shower. I used to take a shower every day. Now, so I'm so leery about the water that I take a shower maybe 2 or 3 times, like 3 days. And I get these bumps on the back of my head. I got a rash on my neck.
Yeah.
And it itches and it burns. And they say that the water's fine.
It's the water. No.
How is that water fine? But, I will hope everybody is safe and just keep fighting and talking and getting the word out there, because, like I said, this is the only thing we can do. The only thing we have to fight with is our voices, and be civil, and hopefully that's going to have some leeway. It already did at the community meeting. At least, Greg Russ, he's still there, but something happened, he got demoted. So apparently they knew he was doing something wrong and they didn't want him to be the face of it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And God bless everybody, and stay safe. Thank you.
I know you're going through a lot right now, but so this is up to you if you want to answer just 2 questions. You said that you've been a Porter Grove resident for a minute now.
Yes.
We met you back in September. And you said you're representing people who can't be here,
Yes.
like disabled folks, elderly neighbors.
Yes, I have.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have a beautiful neighbor named Daisy. She lives in 1141, and she just told me that they renovated her whole apartment now. But I had pictures like a month ago when they did it, and she told me the horrible condition she was living in for like 5 years at least. You know, that's one situation, and there's so many stories to talk about how much wrong is with these buildings that it's just too much to cover. You know?
Do you think there are people who aren't here because they fear retaliation from NYCHA?
I believe that, but I also believe a lot of people are disabled and they can't make it to these meetings. And that's where NYCHA has a stronger hold over that. Because they know people are disabled and not going to be able to come out and do it. And I'm disabled myself, but like I said, I'm going to come out and speak every moment I get because I'm looking at my water. I have water samples from starting in June, because that's when I started realizing something was wrong. So back in June, I filled up a 5-gallon drum of water, not even knowing about what was going on yet. But my son would come in the house, drink the water straight out the faucet. That's why I think he got sick. Me, I kept telling him to drink bottled water. We wouldn't mind bottled water back then. But I filled up a 5-gallon drum because one day they shut the water off. They shut the water off so often that I said, I need water to flush my toilet, to clean my dishes. So I filled up a 5-gallon drum. So one day, after my son passed, I was in the bathroom, probably like September 15th, and I'm looking around, and I looked down and I said, wait a minute, that water is from before. That's from June, July of this year. So I pulled it out, and what I saw inside of it, I couldn't believe it. It was so much stuff in the water that I'm like, there's stuff in that water. I don't know if it's arsenic, I don't know what it is, but it's not drinking water. Nobody's gonna drink that water. It has crystals in it, dirt, I don't know what it is. Thank you so much.
Mighty good.
Hi, my name is Maribel Soto. I live in 1223 MTR Drive, apartment 2A. I've been now 9 months without no gas. On top of, when they first spoke about the water, I compared it to, I compared it to Flint, New York. This is Flint, New York. So I compared it to Flint, New York, and you know I actually spoke on river water, and the first thing I said, COVID didn't kill me. Monkey pox didn't get me. Now, arsenic is trying to kill me, and I think the air is contaminated because I don't know what's going on. I'm constantly getting numbness in my arms, dropping things. I passed out twice. I still haven't been, I'm still searching for a neurologist, but I don't want it to be through the city. So I'm trying to go through NYU to see if I could see somebody to see what's going on. But I've been having these episodes for a while. I've been living in NYCHA now for over 12 years, over 20 years, but I've been living in 1223 for 12 years. So I went through Sandy, which was horrible. and I got this absent. And in 2018, 2016 or 17, I took him to court. I took him back to court on 2018, and this has gotten, I could go through and touch outside. That's how bad it is. And every time it rains, I pray this water don't come in, because if it's gonna come in, it's gonna flush my whole apartment. So, and then because my apartment goes slanted to the side, so it rushes to my kitchen, and it floods, and all my tiles be popping up, and stuff like that. It's incredible, it's incredible. Like, all this, and then they can't do anything. This is how they expect us to live, you know, like animals, you know. This is, I mean, you know, 4 months. It's been 9 months now. I have no gas. I had an awful Thanksgiving. They gave us dry turkey. Dry turkey. Everything was dry. And they thought it was going to substitute for me making my own meal. That's embarrassing. You know? I couldn't make my collard greens because my collard greens take 7 hours to cook. You know? Then I gotta fry my, you know, my pork or whatever I'm gonna put in it. Like, I can't do my mac and cheese. You know? What is this? Like, this doesn't make no sense. This is the way they want us to live. This is the way they want us to live. This is what they give us. This is what they give us. And then, who's here? Who's here? Who's representing New York housing? Nobody. Who's representing the mayor's office? Oh, zero. Oh my God. You see them? Look, they're there. They're sitting right there. But apparently they're invisible. They just don't want to, you know, they need to come to my house and drink some of that water. Okay? And not let it flush. Just drink it straight off. Okay? Straight off. Just like when that sewage water comes out, that smelly sewage water. Delicious. That's what they need to drink. That sewage water. That's where they need to go. Okay? And then they need to bathe in it and do a lot of things in it. And cook in it and do all that. Okay? Yeah, that's what they need to do. What are they doing? They're not doing crap for none of us. They're not doing anything for none of us.
That's why they're not here.
Yeah, because they're cowards.
We voted for this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you know what? We could impeach him. We the people could impeach him. That's all.
She ain't need that money. You know she ain't need that money.
No, I didn't need this mic. I'm loud. I'm loud.
I just want to make one thing clear. We've had 2 people testify from building 1223. When their struggle went out there, we spoke with around 9 people who shared their stories with us. It's about like this every time. The entirety of 1223 has not had gas for around 9 months. They have extensive water damage in their unit. So Maribel, we've been talking about these things for a long time together. Why do you think NYCHA is leaving people's apartments?
Because they want to do what Russ did. What he did in 2001. When he destroyed the Cabrini Green. Yeah, I was standing right there on the L line above as I saw those buildings come down in the Cabrini Greens come down. And who was in charge of Cabrini Green?
It was Greg Russ who was
Greg Russ was in charge of Cabrini Green, but Greg Russ is making 2 incomes. He's making New York City, right? And he's making Wisconsin or?
I want to clarify for the record for everyone in the tribunal that back in September, when residents of Jacob Reese shook up the S34 because of the arsenic situation, Greg Russ had to step down from being the director, the CEO of NYCHA. But he retreated back into the trust.
But he's still getting paid. He's getting paid twice.
It wasn't until people here started shaking NYCHA down that he lost the stream of income. And I think he deserves to lose one more.
Yes.
Very well.
He deserves a lot worse. Up next to Katora.
Regarding,
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry. NYCHA has a history of so-called getting rid of people, saying, oh, this person has been fired. They have not been fired. They've been transferred someplace else.
Yeah, let's shift them around.
Somebody mentioned Ms. Massaquat earlier.
Yeah, me, I did.
Yes.
Sure
Same
did.
thing happened
Because I
with her.
found out what she was doing. She was making sure people who gave the money get into certain apartments.
Miss
Okay, Miss
Massaquat
Massaquat.
is working in, matter of fact, in, oh my God, but I have seen her not too long ago. She's working by the polo grounds.
Okay.
She uptown.
Yeah, she's all the way uptown.
Yeah.
By the polo grounds. She's working now by the polo grounds. And
So she gave you five.
Miss Goldstein was the biggest crook ever. Because I used to follow Miss Goldstein around, because Miss Goldstein called my son a deadbeat father, which my son is the one that supports his daughter. So I followed her around, and I caught her in a crack spot.
Thank you.
So that's what we got NYCHA working. That's what NYCHA does.
I'd also just like to add one thing. It wasn't until rogue residents confronted Miss Washington from the management office
Yes.
that folks all around the city started asking for that energy to be brought to their projects. Where's rogue residents for Queensbridge? Where's rogue residents for... And so it speaks to that too. So
She's not there anymore.
Who Miss Washington?
There's 2 Miss Washington.
No, Miss Washington.
Miss Washington left. That was left. Yeah, the other Washington is there now. Yeah, the one in the front desk.
The front
Remember
desk.
the one at the front desk? But
There's
she
still
has
Miss
the
Washington.
manager now.
that means there's still more work to do, huh?
Yes.
Thank you. You can take it.
I don't pay rent. See, that's what happened. I didn't pay rent. And that's when they came to fix my shit.
Thank you for making that point, Dave. And thank you, Arnie, for bringing up that video. Mike's on the mic there, and it's worth watching. A lot of people have seen it, and it hasn't had exactly the effect that Artie's talking about. This is just a reminder that if you want to testify, there's still an opportunity to do that. You can go up, sign up, we'll add you to the list. Up next is Katora.
Good evening, everybody. I had a whole speech prepared, but like after listening to people, like I don't even know what to say. Like it's disgusting. Like I live in level 41, and by God's grace, I don't have these kind of issues in my apartment, and I give credit to God because I definitely can't give credit to NYCHA, because if I had those problems, they would not get fixed. So I give credit to God for that, but I'm here to just, stand with everybody that does have these issues, Just because it's not happening to me doesn't mean I don't care that it's not happening to y'all. And thank you. And I think that we need more of that. Like I think it's and this is NYCHA as well. Like they have divided us, like we're all just in our units, and because a lot of us are struggling and we're trying to pay bills and we're trying to make ends meet. There's not enough time to come together like this. Probably more people wanted to come, but they working their third job. They picking their kids up from school. Exactly, trying to put food on the table, and this is what they use to their advantage to keep the unity from coming together. The whole Jacob Reese should be here right now. Every single person should be here right now.
Strip household should be in.
And I just want to also indict the tenant association because they were the ones that got everybody together to get to PS34. It was hundreds of people there when they had their meeting.
Yeah.
But they don't even want to meet with the road residents. They don't even want to sit down with them and try to come up with something that's really going to indict NYCHA. They're on NYCHA's side at the end of the day. They're for the trust. They're for all of these things that are going to privatize NYCHA. So I want to indict them as well. Not everybody living here is for us. Not everybody living here wants the best for us. But I think the majority of people living here want the best for us. I think everybody here wants the best for us, and I think that we need to continue to try to build unity within us. You know, I don't know everybody here personally, but I would love to get to know everybody here personally.
My name is Yvette.
I'm Katora.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So yeah, like I had a whole speech with it, and I guess I'll just give the speech just because. But I just wanted to start out with that because I really do feel for everybody that has already testified, and it's very discouraging. It is very discouraging because you got people testifying that they've been going through things for years, and nothing has been done. Imagine going through something for years and nobody cares, nobody's doing anything to stop it. You know, it puts you down. It makes you feel like help is never on the way. So this is what I prepared. All right, so I have lived in Jacob Reese for my entire life. I'm 26 years old. And before I was born, my mother was living here. She's going to be 58 December 16th. She's been living here since she was 4 years old. Yes. So we've been here for a while. And like you were saying, Mike, right? Mike, she says all the time that Jacob Reese used to be a great place to live. You know, she remembers growing up in a community where there was camaraderie and you could leave your door open and people would come over and you could go to people's house to eat. You know? Yeah, kids was playing in the hallway without looking like they were going to get shot down. You know? Less violence, less all of these things. But there are many ways to communicate to people that you don't care whether they live or die. The crippling infrastructure, the exposure to mold and asbestos, the lack of heat, gas, and clean water. These are human rights violations. NYCHA is one of the largest housing authorities in the country, which means that there are thousands of people living in these conditions. This is like our own little third world country with luxury rent prices. They want you to pay them for the privilege of living in slums. You'll freeze this winter and have no heat, but make sure your rent is on time. You can't cook because you have no gas, but make sure your rent is on time. We don't test the quality of your water, so there could be anything in it, but make sure your rent is on time. The water crisis we experienced a couple months ago has to be the lowest I've ever seen NYCHA go. I joined hundreds of tenants at the PS34 meeting to hear what the big wigs were going to say. And all they told us was lies. The worst part to me was that they listened to everybody. They were there. They listened to every single person come up there and talk about the hell they was experiencing. And then they came right behind and was just like, there's no arsenic in the water. Just lies. You know, and it just goes to show that, like, they don't give a damn about anybody in this community at all. They don't care whether we live or die. And I was personally in the ER that week. And I had no idea. I was telling my mother the whole week, Mom, my stomach is hurting. I'm having stomach cramps. I don't know what's going on. And I had went out to eat that week with a group of friends. So I was like, maybe it was that chicken I had or something like that. But that Friday when we got the call about the arsenic, I knew that that was it. And I had elevated levels of arsenic in my blood and urine. So they're lying. There was arsenic in the water. They're absolutely lying. And there's other tenants that have medical records, medical documents saying that they had slightly elevated levels of arsenic. And those kind of levels of arsenic are not just from seafood. I don't eat seafood at all. I don't eat seafood. I maybe eat seafood once or twice a year. So there's no way that I had elevated levels of arsenic from seafood. It was the water that we were drinking. And hold on, I just lost my whole place. So if there's anything that I want to be taken from my testimony is that NYCHA is the liars, not us. We are not lying. The pictures speak for themselves. We didn't just make this up. We didn't get this on Google Images. All right? Y'all took these pictures of your homes, and this is the truth. NYCHA is the one that's lying, and we are telling the truth. And that's my spiel. Thank you. I don't know if I'm supposed to leave or with some questions.
That's why I asked if you got any questions.
You've been to a couple of the road residents meetings, and to the people who aren't here from public housing, what would you have to say to them?
To be honest, nothing. Like, I have nothing to say to those people. The only thing I want from Mayor Adams is not to be reelected. That's the only thing I want. I don't want anything else from him. Yeah. This should be, he should have one term and one term only.
He just wanted that money, that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's the only thing I want.
You know how much money they get from all of us paying our rent?
Yup,
Every month, but them not going to work?
yup.
They still get paid? Their pockets is full while we over here struggling? Come on, man. We can't even feed our own kids because the water is so dirty. And when we give them a bath, we try to give them a bath with bottled water. I bathe my grandson in bottled water. I take 4 bottles of water and bathe him. Okay?
I buy bottles of water, about 6 cases every month,
Yeah,
and that's out of my own pocket. Cause I'm not drinking that water. Come hello, I would never drink that water as long as I live. Cause I was in the ER sick as a dog from that water.
I know 4 days I couldn't eat, and I have a stomach here, and my stomach was turning blue. Okay, and the whole bag filled up with blood, and I had to go to the emergency room a day before my birthday. And you know what they said it was? COVID. COVID didn't turn everybody else's intestines blue. So how did it turn my shit blue? Come on, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby. Thank you for your support.
Those are all the residents who have signed up to testify.
I'm not done yet, Mr. I'm done.
Please sign up at the table. We're gonna have some closing remarks now from Dave. The verdict. I'm sorry, wait, no, I was mistaken. Please come back up. The tribunal's not over, people are still testifying, and we're gonna hand down the verdict after this testimony.
My name is Lucy. I do live in NYCHA too, but I live in the Bronx. And what you guys are going through, we do not go through that in the Bronx.
You know how Bronx is rough now. They don't want to fucking go to the Bronx.
No, but it's like,
That's still a Bronx.
I look at it and I'm like, when we put in the ticket, they come literally the next day. So I'm
No,
like, why
we
is
don't
it
get
so
that
hard for it to
We
be?
don't get that here.
That isn't. Why is it so hard for somewhere else? Not yet in the same state, the same company, the same everything, but y'all can do it better here. And I used to hold Manhattan NYCHA up to the high standard because I knew my mother when I was 18 years old. I'm 31 now, and I just have NYCHA maybe you could say 5 years under just me as the head of household. And the residents over there, they all get together. We all show up at the office like, no, our building needs this, we need to fix this. And they come independent contract. I just got my mold done. Literally, they fixed everything. And they came the next day to check to see, oh, they still have mold. They did another ticket. Themselves personally did a ticket.
They're not gonna do that here because they go and say they're short of staff.
And they say they came and they don't come.
Right.
They say they knocked on the door, but they don't knock.
And they close the damn thing.
And boom, they close
I
it.
just want to say, it's literally my first time here, and I'm representing whoever I can who could not be here either. And if y'all need help in anything, even if y'all need me to transfer some
I'm gonna need to be on this road
or to
with
go whatever, I'm here
They
to
gonna
help
see
them
me.
no matter what. Because this is what everybody needs in their community. Everybody to stand up and to be like, we have to change it. If we don't do the first step, who's gonna do it anyway?
Me personally, I think everyone should join road residents.
That's what I'm gonna do. Where's Rogue at? Where's Rogue at? I'm here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
There's supposed to be a huge, lengthy process of deliberation, but I think it's pretty clear.
Okay, well, let me just do this. We've heard a lot of testimony tonight regarding what Jacob Reese basically has done. And it's all been proven true. We have pictures, we have testimony, we have documents.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. You got it.
As far as I'm concerned, Jacob Reese is guilty on all charges. NYCHA is guilty. Greg Russ is guilty. Mayor Adams is guilty. Now,
their sentence should be they should live in public housing.
They should live in public
For
housing.
6 months and let them see what it feels like.
okay,
While they pay their rent.
I'm going to go through that right now. For Greg Russ to spend out the rest of his days living in public housing, he has destroyed.
Yeah.
Drinking the water with mold. For Eric Adams, spend out the rest of his days in a crumbling apartment. And it's written down here that prison is too good.
Too good. Too good.
Again, this, NYCHA, Eric Adams, Greg Russ, they're all guilty of substandard performance.
Don't forget about Lisa.
So is Lisa Bova-Hiatt.
Yes.
She's the head of NYCHA. All guilty of NYCHA, of criminal negligence, substandard housing, and
Neglect.
yes, it was negligence.
Oh, now.
So, here's something that I'm going to advise. I know some of you people are doing this already. Keep a folder of every documentation that you have. Keep the numbers and everything. Take pictures. When they come to your house, take pictures. Contrary to popular belief, it is okay to take what they're saying. I'll give you an example. One person came to my house to replace a shower casement. He said, "Oh, you're not getting that." I was speaking to Rosie Mendez over the phone. She heard that. And it was on tape.
And you did it. And you
Okay.
came and did the work.
The work was done the next week. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate what you've done.
So at the end of the day, at the end of the night, really, this is a people's tribunal. So one more time, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Greg Russ. Guilty. Eric Adams. Guilty. Lisa Bova-Hiatt.
Guilty.
It's done. I implore everyone living in Jacob Reese, living in public housing across the city, come together, form an organization of residents that can actually fight the city and take NYCHA on and stop this shit.